Support for How in the Hell Did I Get Here comes from the Happy Self-Publisher. Did you know the biggest obstacle writers face is not skill or talent? It's getting started writing. Whether you don't know what to write or have trouble finding the time, the Happy Self-Publisher has a challenge for you. A free 14-day writing challenge, that is. This free challenge meets you where you are and takes you as far as you want to go. You will receive one challenge a day for 14 days with a variety of fun and thought-provoking writing exercises, plus mind-opening writing and creative challenges. Visit thehappyselfpublisher.com to join the free 14-day writing challenge today and get yourself writing now. Well, in this time of uncertainty on the planet, we can't think of a better time to find reasons to laugh. Without further ado, we bring you today's show, featuring 4 out of 5 sisters with a story from Jenny about a stolen phone, which rolls into a pretty funny discussion about our dad, also known as Crazy Larry. So before we get going, we want to give a shout out to the Way Is Am, or possibly the Way I Sam, for the great review on iTunes. Thank you so much, and for sharing the show. We appreciate you. You can easily leave us a rating and review by hitting the Apple button on our homepage at howinthehellpodcast.com. This is Kim A. Floden, and you're listening to How in the Hell Did I Get Here? As always, this episode contains swearing. Now, on to the show. Stay with us. Jenny's son Scott has had his cell phone stolen, and she's on it. I'll let Jenny take the story from here.
So Scott was in, I think, 8th grade, new school, and he was in Fayed, came back out afterwards, and his phone, his new iPhone, was missing out of his locker. And so, when I picked him up from school, he tells me this, and I'm kind of like steaming mad because it's a lot of money and it's his prized possession. And we pay a lot of money. This was a private school, very, like nothing bad.
Yeah, it was
here.
the shishi place.
Yeah. So we're all home that evening, and Bill and I are sitting in our lazy boys in front of the fireplace, just kind of like stewing over this. I'm like, should we call the cops? And, I'm just like, what good will it do? They're never going to find the phone. And then realize, no, this is quite a long time ago. Everybody knows about Find My Phone Now, but Bill, like, I see the light bulb come on over his head, just like in a cartoon. And so he starts pressing buttons on his phone. And sure enough, we're zooming in on the kid's house who has his phone.
I love this.
I know. And so I'm putting my shoes on immediately.
Yeah, we know. Don't fuck with Jenny.
I thought, I'm like, oh, look, you can even tell what quadrant of the house it's in. Like, it's not the kid's bedroom. We're going to go in there. We're going to the bedroom window.
We're going to go like in SWAT style. You're going to come in streaming through the window.
We were kicking ass and taking
It'll be like Christmas Vacation.
Right. Swarm. Exactly. And so, we lived about a 30-minute drive from where this was. So I'm like, oh, okay. But, I want to go so bad. And Bill's like talking me off of it, like, no, that's not, you'll end up getting shot. It's not a nice neighborhood.
Yeah,
and it
put down
wasn't.
the baseball bat.
Yeah.
It wasn't a nice neighborhood?
I was like pacing no, they have like scholarship kids there too. Like,
okay.
Yeah. And this was clearly one of those because it was like a block off a trailer court kind of thing.
I remember this differently. I remember this totally differently. Okay, yeah.
Oh, no, this is just the beginning of it. So I'm pacing around, just fuming. And Bill's like, don't do it.
It's like a boiling kettle about to blow.
I was. And we don't know who it is, but I didn't care. I was so pissed off.
Right.
But
I'm gonna kill that kid.
Yeah, reason won out, and I did not go anywhere that night. So the next morning, I can't remember if we didn't call the police yet then. So the next morning, I call the school, and I get to talk to the headmaster, and I tell him the address. I'm like, here's the location of the phone that got stolen yesterday. You can go there or I can go there. How do you want to do this? And he's like, whoa, slow down there. And then he goes, well, let me just look into this and I'll call you back. And he did. He called back like 15, 20 minutes later. It's like, well, yeah, I know the house. I know the student. And he tells us the kid's name, which I was surprised at.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Yeah. And he goes, well, he's not really been a troublesome kid, but he has
But he's
had
known by the police.
some disciplinary
Yeah.
issues. But and I said, well, how about I'll call the police, file a claim. And he goes, well, why don't you just let me handle this? And I'm like, okay, I'll give you one shot, basically, is what I
Yeah.
said.
You have 24
Don't
hours to return the
fuck it up.
phone.
Headmaster.
Right.
And so this is the
24
next
hours
day.
and I'll be watching.
This is the next day, and it's school day. So some time goes by, a couple hours, and he calls me back, and he said, I'm struggling not to say his name because it's still burned on my brain. I got the kid in the office, and he admitted taking the phone, and he took it home. And then when he realized the phone was being located, which would have been when Bill and I were doing the Find My Phone thing, he took it out into the woods behind his house and he smashed it up. And I'm like, God damn it. So, we maybe could, I don't know if we could have got the phone back undamaged or not, but
right.
So the guy
this does change things because now the kid's a devious little shit on top of being a thief.
A little fucker, basically.
Yeah.
So the headmaster did take the kid, took him to his house, and he made him get the phone. And indeed, it was smashed up. So
Motherfucker.
Scott's phone was toast, and they didn't have money to replace it. We ended up just not even pursuing that avenue because it would have been like we could have got maybe $50 a month for 5 years or however long.
Oh, geez, yeah.
iPhone. So the next day, so now this is 2 days after it happened. Scott is a new kid in a new school. He's pretty introverted anyway. His phone is his life. So he talks me into letting him take my phone so that he at least has, something during the day because he doesn't have any friends yet. So I gave him my phone. He goes to school. Everything's kind of going fine. I come to pick him up after school, and he comes out to the car and he's very upset, like red face, just super upset. And he gets in the car and I'm like, what's the matter? And he's like, I broke your phone. And
No.
I'm like, what?
No.
Right when I was picking him up, he always kept his phone in his back pocket of his little fancy trousers they had to wear for their uniform. But he had accidentally tucked it in with the shirt, like the shirt got around the phone and tucked into the pocket. So somehow when he was walking out, it fell out and smashed on the concrete right before I picked him up. So now he doesn't have a phone. I don't have a phone. I don't have any satisfaction of revenge. Like the whole thing just unsatisfying.
That's very unsatisfying. In my version of this whole event, I don't know why I remember it this way, but I remembered it was the headmaster's kid who had the phone. This is the Mandela effect again happening.
Right, exactly.
Other timeline, it was the headmaster's kid. You couldn't do a damn thing because it was like politics and all this bullshit.
Well, it kind of was because of the school, and he's like, just please let me handle this, and I'll make everything
Maybe
right.
I made it up
and
when
he did handle it, I guess.
He did.
Well,
yep.
I think I made the other part up because I think when you told me, I think I heard the story up to the point where he's going to handle it, and I'm like, it's his son. His son is the one that did it.
Da, da, da.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't trust the headmaster.
And I thought the story was going to be that Scott took your phone to school and the kids stole that one.
Me too.
That's what I thought too.
No.
I'm like, motherfucker, not again.
I know. He got in some trouble, like he got 3 days suspension or something like that. But obviously it didn't help us at all. But
yeah, no kidding.
Maybe it helped the kid. I will say, several years later, Scott and the kid were friends. Isn't that weird?
Oh, that's funny.
And he could phone a friend then.
They could phone each other.
Right.
Did the kid ever apologize to Scott then as his friend? Do you think?
I don't know. I think I did ask Scott about that, but I don't believe, I can't recall what Scott told me. It was probably more like Scott took the high road and, let it just be. Probably never brought it up again.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. In that Midwestern fashion that we all have. Just ignore it. Just ignore it. It never happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look the other way, people.
And then when that kid came to your house as his buddy, you were like following around from room to room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
He never came to our house.
You're like, I've got my eye on you. You're doing that thing with the fingers, constantly every time the kid looks at you.
Right. No, he was never at our house.
Probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Probably a very good thing because I'm not as take the high road as Scott.
No, that's what I'm thinking. Not because he might have taken something else. I'm worried about Jenny taking him out.
Right. It would have been bad for everybody.
Yep, that's what I mean.
Except for you.
This is where Jenny...
I'd have been in jail. It would have been bad for me, too. I lost my job. I'm in jail.
Even though Jenny didn't get no satisfaction over the stolen phone, I guess it all ended as good as it could have, right? So don't go anywhere, because after the break, we have a very funny discussion about the man we call Dad and also Crazy Larry. Do you wish you had someone you could tell your secrets to? Would you like to be able to share your secret in a safe, supportive environment? Are you ready to take a brave step forward and release your secret anonymously to me at Tell Your Secret, a bold new podcast and service where you can share your secret and also hear other people's secrets on the podcast of the same name? If your answer was yes to any of these questions, I would absolutely love to chat. Reach out to Kim, the coloring book coach, at tellmeyoursecret.club. The case of the missing phone has been solved, which leads to this funny chat about Crazy Larry. A little bit of crazy might just run in the family, just saying. And now, back to our story.
Right. It would have been bad for everybody.
Yep, that's what I mean.
Except for you.
This is where Jenny...
I'd have been in jail. It would have been bad for me, too. I lost my job. I'm in jail.
I would just want to say that thinking back now of how you do react to things and handle them, I think you are 100% Larry Vandy Walker's daughter.
Oh, I totally am. There's no DNA test needed for that.
Yeah. I might have that same flaw.
Yeah. I think you and I have talked about that. You're definitely the same.
Yeah. I mean, there's you were what?
Oh, I always pictured Larry as like a black-haired Yosemite Sam. So I'm just like a female.
Oh, funny.
I'm like a female Yosemite Sam, stomping around in my cowboy boots, yelling at the varmints.
Exactly. Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
Yosemite
you just don't
Sam.
want to piss off Yosemite Sam in either version.
Larry and Yosemite
Jenny and Yosemite Sky. Well, Aaron can kind of get like that, too. Aaron can kind of get bitchy like that, too. I mean, in a good way. I admire this bitchiness.
She could be tuning in at any time. You better watch yourself.
No, but it's a empowered bitchiness. I mean, it's an empowered thing. I mean, like
Let's
do
just
not
go
want
back to Yosemite.
fuck with you guys when you're like that. It's hilarious. Yeah, Yosemite Jenny and Yosemite. It's the whole Yosemite Vandy Walker clan.
And describing Dad as Yosemite Sam is
totally
perfect.
Yeah, drunk Yosemite Sam.
The only other description that's a good one, and God, I'm so mean. Duck Dynasty, Uncle Si.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know him. I've
That's
never
awesome.
watched that. I'm gonna.
If you've ever watched it, Uncle Si is Larry. He looks
I know
like
exactly who you're talking about. Yeah.
him. He's always got the iced
does he
tea.
act like him too?
Totally. He's always got some off the wall idea that's going to be successful.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. You mean like, for instance, let's mine some gold in the basement.
Yes. Exactly.
So I'm just gonna just tell people, and you guys can fill
basement. Hell,
Yes, you remember-
sink. It was the
Well, yeah,
kitchen sink during.
Well, it started in the
Thanksgiving.
basement.
in. Well, it
Yeah,
started in
and
the
then
basement. Remember, and he
went
was
to the
okay.
shop.
He was having bucket loads of dirt sent from Utah, I think it was, or somewhere like that, to the house. And like I remember with Mom saying the mailman just hated this because it's like fucking bucket loads of dirt.
I'm
And
not
then
sure
he
I ever
was-
knew this.
Yes.
I knew he was mining for gold, but I didn't know it was
Right.
mail order
mining
mining.
for
I didn't know
gold
that.
with mail order dirt in the
Jeez,
basement.
I just got a business idea.
And I remember I was like, I didn't live here then, but I came home and he was like, oh, he was losing his shit because he's like, I just burned the hole through Mom's best stainless steel bowl. Do you remember when he did
Oh,
that?
funny. Oh, my
It
God.
was like, that's when he was trying to turn silver into gold. He was building a fluvial tower in the basement and he couldn't drive because
That's
he
right.
had
He was trying the alchemy, trying to turn
Right,
lead into gold.
right. He was an alchemist.
Yeah.
And so he couldn't drive because he had lost his license. I was visiting for some reason and he came up, pops out of the basement. He's like, you need to take me into Roch. I got to get something for my fluvial tower. And I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah, so that would have been the early 90s or late
Yes,
80s because
yes.
I remember why I have that recollection of the timeline is because it was when I was dating Mark and I remember him commenting one year like after the fact, like we're talking, making fun of Larry or whatever. And he goes, well, the best thing ever, nothing will ever top that. Your mom's trying to cook Thanksgiving dinner and he's panning for gold in the kitchen sink at the same time.
Yeah.
And I remember it too, but I never really knew the details because I remember he started telling me one time, and I was just like, I am not going down this street. There's got to be somewhere else I need to be.
No, and he ended up with quite a setup in the upstairs
The shop.
of the shop, right?
Yeah.
In his office. at the
Panning for
shop.
gold
remember.
up there?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, he had
Yeah.
like, and then he had like rock tumblers and all sorts of stuff.
Oh yeah, I remember the rock tumblers. Yeah,
Oh,
and he
God.
wanted to go to Arizona and hunt for diamonds too.
And-
Not
Yeah,
Well,
he
Arizona,
wanted to go
Arkansas.
to the Dutchman's to
Arkansas.
find the
The lost-
Dutchman's mind.
That's
the
what it was.
lost
Dutchman's
Dutchman's
gold.
mind.
Yeah, because he thought he
Lost
had a
Dutchman's
claim on
gold.
that because
Mhm.
he's Dutch.
He's a lost Dutchman.
Oh,
But then,
yeah, he is the lost
Well,
Dutchman.
Again, we got
Again.
Yosemite Sam stomping across the desert.
I'm gonna find that gold. God damn it!
But I
Yeah,
think what I've learned here, I guess I should have asked him because I'm thinking now. I got a whole yard full of dirt. I can be selling this to suckers via mail order to pay 'em for
First, you have to
gold in it?
find some gold in the dirt. I think.
No, I don't think you do.
No, there's people that will buy anything.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think
well,
we've just-
Carrie,
This
this
is
could
an
be your
eBay
next
business.
venture. There you go.
Absolutely.
Start putting it
Um,
in like I don't
goddamn
know,
buckets of dirt.
5-pound chunks of dirt, sending it out.
Yeah.
Mom said he used to get a bucket of dirt like a week or something like that. And the mailman would just always be pissed because it was heavy. I mean, who the fuck was sending him dirt from Utah?
Someone brilliant. That's
Well,
what
I
I'm
think-
saying.
I
You
think
know,
it was
he
Bugs
went on that
Bunny.
Yeah.
Bugs Bunny and the Roadrunner. Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, do you remember the
Yeah.
King of California?
I loved that movie.
So
I
good.
did too.
Michael Douglas, yeah, King of California. Recommend it for everybody. All
Yeah,
I
it
could
was
think
really
the whole
good.
time we were watching was
That's our dad.
about my dad.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
Kim, I think, Kim, you had recommended that to
I
me
watched
way-
it first and I'm like, how did they know?
Well, yeah, it was way back when you still got Netflix through the mail.
How they cast Michael Douglas as our dad, oh, I don't know.
Right, it should have been somebody more
I
like
haven't seen
Yosemite Sam.
Yosemite Sam.
It should have been done
Although-
in cartoon.
Pretty
Yeah.
sure
He-
it's a cartoon. Yeah.
He totally have you seen that movie, Sky? I mean, he
No,
totally
but it's on my list now.
encapsulates. It's like he shadowed Larry Vanderwalker to play the role. Honest to
Mhm.
God.
Yeah.
He's fucking crazy, but you kind of want to believe him because he's,
Right.
kind of
Yeah.
smart,
Enthusiastic.
enthusiastic.
Yeah. He
Sounds like
believes
we
it
should
so
be-
much.
Yeah, so we should be writing the sequel to it because we know
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
it
Oh,
goes.
We
yeah.
are the
We could call it the Crank of
We
Minnesota.
are the sequel.
Yeah, we are the sequels. Yeah, it was
just
like that. I mean, if he
skipped
would have
the
thought there was
generation.
fucking gold underneath the Costco, he'd be there.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Mhm. Big thanks to our sponsor, The Happy Self Publisher. Be sure to join the free 14-day writing challenge by visiting thehappyselfpublisher.com and signing up today. Meet you back here next week for more How in the Hell Did I Get Here stories. Until then, pay attention, my friends. You never know when you might find yourself saying, that's when he was trying to turn silver into gold. He was building a fluvial tower in the basement. How in the hell did I get here? Hey, one more thing. As a healer, I feel like it's more important now than ever to find reasons to laugh. Laughter is healing, and joy is good medicine. So please keep sharing this podcast. Send the laughter to those you love. Just tell one friend. Like I said, it's a great time to focus on what brings you joy. And if we are one of those things, please pass us on. Big thanks to Silent Partner for our theme song, 7th Floor Tango, and our ad music, Blue Skies. We found them on YouTube's Creator Library. Find the links in our show notes. How in the Hell Did I Get Here is a production of The Coloring Book Coach and is written, produced, and hosted by Kim A. Floden with editing direction from Carrie Floden.